Hello, it's me, Sam Sadler, here with the Curtain Call Reviews at the Wyndham's Theatre in London's West End. We are here to chat with the cast and creatives of Next to Normal.
You say that you
This cast are phenomenal. It started with Ms. Levy, and I've had the privilege of directing her the year before in Carolina Change in New York. It was just this voice of Rose, just sitting there gently, being perfect. And you know, the thing that Casey can do is sound astonishing, but like, you know, inflect things with comedy and emotion that I think is heartbreaking. And so I sent you a DM.
Best DM of my life.
And you said yes, which was great. And then we just started putting the company together. So I knew Jamie's work, I knew Trevor's work. You guys I met through the process, which was amazing. So we, held auditions at the Donmar, we got together, we, sent tapes to our authors, got their input.
It's so rare when an entire company gets to come back together and we all like each other and trust each other so much. So it's been really exciting to kind of dig back in and start fresh, but with this wonderful template we had from the Donmar.
I think it was a really special time at the Donmar Warehouse. And I think it's rare that you get to assemble a cast that has sort of chemistry like this and a real sort of actual love for each other, and we do have that. And so I was just excited just to get back and to see everyone again.
I think we've only had our first two performances, but having so many more people relate and connect to this show every night is the most incredible feeling in the world, and we all just feel so lucky to be able to tell this story again and have new audiences and new people coming to see this and to connect with us.
I've got a picture of Casey with her kids and with Ellen Jack, and it just looks like grown-up baby Ellen Jack. Wow. So I was like,
absolutely terrifying. The proximity that we have from the audience compared to the intimacy of the Donmar allows people to feel a little more freely. They don't necessarily feel as seen because they're not. But of course, we still have been able to hold on to the, no pun intended, the electricity of that intimacy that we found in the Donmar. And yeah, like as we've all said, to come back with all of us in those positions is a gift as an actor that we rarely get to experience.
What we did at the Donmar worked and felt right, and what we're exploring here also works and feels right. And I think it's a testament to the writing of Tom and Brian that it holds up to various choices, and it's just up to us to sort of like gauge the connections. And what's amazing about what you've done, Mike and Anne, is create this space where we can try out things and we can kind of go with our gut instincts, and we as actors, I think I speak for all of us when I say like we feel part of the creative team because we've had the license to sort of just go with our gut, and then we all shape it together and we feel like brave and safe enough to do that. And so I'm finding most of the changes for me in the last two shows, right? Tonight's our third preview, but that we're finding a lot of new interesting things to play, and that's been really exciting.
I don't know what it is. It's curious, you say the phrase West End Theatre. For some reason, it's this one that is the first one that pops into my head. For everybody it'll be different, but I don't know why in particular it's this one, but it's perfectly proportioned for the scale of production that we've got.
I mean, I always knew coming into the show, I was a huge fan of the original production of the show, so I knew what I was coming into. I was really struck instantly by like the kindness and the safety within the room straight away. A really amazing way that Mike directed the rehearsal process was inviting in experts who, from all sort of facets of every part of the show, who would know what we were talking about, who were able to talk to us and make sure that we were always creating from a place of truth and authenticity as much as possible, that everything was up to date and everything was safe.
If you're doing intensely emotional material, to keep in touch with the idea that you're not trying to be emotional. Everybody in this story is trying to do the best they can. They're trying to be as strong as they can. They're actually trying not to be emotional, and that's where the the juice comes from. That's when that starts to. The idea is that you keep a lid on that until you can't anymore.
I think Brian and I looked at Next to Normal as an opportunity for people to feel a connection.
What this show does, it opens a window into musical theater for people that may not have been willing to step into a theater if a musical was on. And I think having that level of weight of the material really does help legitimize it for some people's eyes. But I think the most important thing is, I mean, you have people up here, we've done all kinds of musicals, we've done all sorts of musicals, and we love them all for different reasons, and I think audiences can love them all for different reasons. So I think anything that takes the art form and continues to elevate it in the public eye is incredibly important. But I very much want to champion that all forms of musicals have their place and are beautiful in their own artistic way.
I didn't notice that the conversation of mental health was, I think, as discussed, and there can always be more. We're always working on ourselves and working on having these conversations in the world. But I felt like, as a writer who was looking to the shows that inspired me and made me leave the theater, wanted to talk about things, I wanted to add to that in whatever way I could as an artist, to create something that people would take away and have conversations, look at their own lives, and hopefully find meaning and hope and connection.
For the people like me who were waiting so long for this show to get to London to actually get to see it, who knew that production, I'm excited to challenge them. I'm excited for them to see something new and to discover something, an extra layer onto a show that they think they know really well. I'm really excited for people who know Next to Normal as well to see a production that I hope that they can find all the things that they love from it, but also leave with a whole discovery of new ideas of the show for them too.
Getting to see a family struggle and, rehearse live in front of us, it makes it easier to have those conversations outside in the world, and through this company, and I know through the audiences, people reveal or share that they're a Dan, or they're a Diana, or they're a Gabe, or they're a Natalie, or they're a Henry, or they're a professional, they're a doctor, they're a Dr. Madden doing hard, good work. And that's why I think stories specifically like this are so important, because they make space to talk about the things that there's taboo about. There is stigma around bipolar. People don't declare, they don't feel safe to declare, and people have reactions they shouldn't have. It affects employment, it affects how people react. Like, that is big and serious and a true thing. There is a really live present debate about whether ECT should or shouldn't be used in treatment right now. I mean, it's extreme, the opinions of it, and so this story is navigating that debate.
Katie Levy, how are you finding the show?
I love doing it. It's a beast. It's a lot every day, but it's really satisfying, and the audiences have been incredible. So we're having a great time.
I'm Jamie Parker, and I play Dan Goodman, who is the husband and father of this family of Goodmans we see in the show.
Can you tell us a bit about your character?
Sure. Diana is a woman who's living with bipolar. She's a mother of two. She's a wife, and she is at a point in her life where she's contemplating whether or not her medication is really working for her, and she's aching for some of the freedom and excitement she had when maybe life was a little more dangerous. And we meet her sort of figuring out where she wants to be, and then the fallout of those decisions and the consequences they have on her family.
What can we expect from the musical in 3 words, to anyone that hasn't seen it or doesn't know what it's about?
Explosive, emotional, and humane.
You're a mum of 2.
Yeah.
Did you bring motherhood into the role?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, any role you play, you bring so much of who you are. It's inevitable, and it's a superpower as an actor. You have to bring yourself and your own lived experience, and then you have to invent quite a lot too, right? So it's just sort of marrying what works from my life, and then putting a little salt from that, and then adding a little pepper from research and things that are not innate to you, and crafting the character from there.
What's your favourite musical?
My favourite musical? Todd.
Oh, Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, Todd.
I love Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
What can we expect from the show in 3 words?
Hope, heart, and passion.
What's your favourite musical?
Oh God, I don't know. I love so many musicals. I couldn't pick just one.
Maybe Sunday. pretty much anything by Sondheim.
I've always loved Next to Normal. I've always loved Hair. I'm a big fan of rock pop musicals. That's sort of like my bread and butter. But I guess my very first favorite was Les Mis. When I was 8, I saw it, and I was very jealous of the young Cosette with the broom singing Castle on a Cloud, and I was like, I want to do that. And then I later played Fantine, so, you know, full circle moment.
Have you got any dad hacks?
Oh man, be okay with being imperfect, I think, and you know, be able to just start afresh every day, I think.
Do you have a favourite show you've been in? A favourite role? Diana's so very different from your other roles.
I love them all. It's like choosing your favorite kid. It just cannot be done. I can never say. It's a secret. Yeah.
I think for your children, the most important thing is to see the parents loving each other.
Any mum hacks?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm such a fan of the Instagram mom hacks. I'm constantly like, well, I packed all my stuff for my kids to come this summer, and I got one of those shoe bags. And I put all of their outfits and all of their things in a shoe bag, so when you take it out of the suitcase, it's just already organized, and you don't have to put it in
travel-free, like stress-free holiday.
I'm telling you, Instagram, man, it's all there for you.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. Good luck with the run. You're on your 3rd preview. If you haven't seen it, come and get your tickets.
Yeah, come see us.